Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Chalk Sports Podcast, and let me talk about the NFL Draft Round 2. And listen, I'm not going to do trades. I'm not going to predict this right. I already know there's no world where I predict this right because it's so impossible. All the trades, all the shifts, all the movement, it's impossible. But at pick number 33, I don't see the 49ers trading out again. I think they're going to Cassius Howell. I think that they need that edge position bad, and I feel like Cassius Howell was the perfect example of that. None of the people before really needed an edge. You could argue the Chiefs might have gone there, but I think they just took their chances, rolled those dice, and it worked out their way. Give me Cassius Howell for the 49ers. The Cardinals are on the clock now. And listen, they need a quarterback, they need a tackle, they need a lot of positions. For some reason, they felt good. They've gone with the Jeremiah Love. I think they're going to go linebacker. I think they're going to go CJ Allen. I feel like he's kind of the best example for them. They need that bad, and so we'll roll with that. Bills are on the clock now, and they already went with nobody. They've traded out of their picks multiple times. I think they're going to go Emmanuel McNeil Warren. He's the perfect player they need. He's everything. He's the Toledo Rocket. I really like him. I think he's been around and playing really well for a while now. Give me Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Moving on to the Raiders. They've gone Mendoza. So we know they're probably going to go defense. I think they go Jared McCoy. Or actually, no. They're going to go Denzel Boston. I feel like Denzel Boston is a very good player. And giving Mendoza another option to throw to makes sense. It's a strategical move to just kind of stack up with that offense. If you're drafting a quarterback already, you might as well build up on that. Giants are on the clock now. They've gone Arvell Reese. They've gone Francis Mauigoa. They've had an amazing draft. I think that they're going to continue to stack it by going with a safety. Or a wide receiver. Nah, I think they go safety. If anything, they're trading back from this spot. But they'll probably go with something defensively, I'm thinking, or offensively. They go Emmanuel Pregnant. That's who I decided on. Because in all reality, it's such a hard decision for them. It would be a really uncomfortable spot. But I think they trade back. If they don't trade back, then they'll probably go Pregnant. Texans are on the clock. They already went with Kalen Rutledge. They're building that off. They're building their interior. Give me Caden McDonald to also go to the Texans to kind of just stack on that. Browns are on the clock. Spencer Fano, KC Conception. They need pretty much every position. You might as well target that in the offensive line. Going Chase Begones here, I think you're building another offensive line piece that just makes sense to me. It makes sense in my mind. I don't know what they'll do. Mansour Delane and Peter Woods already selected by the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like they're going to continue to stack that. They've already built out a solid defense. You might as well build. Go TJ Parker. Building that defensive line with two Clemson players makes sense in my mind, at least. Bengals need every single piece of defense they can get. I think they go Avion Terrell. I don't think anybody trusts Jermon McCoy, especially a team that needs players right now. I don't think they go there. Saints already picked Jordan Tyson. I think they go Christian Miller just to add to that defensive line. Dolphins are on the clock now. They already went Chris Johnson. I don't think they're going to double up in corners. I think they're going to go Chris Bell. They need a wide receiver bad. You might as well go with a safe option. Go with Chris Bell. I think he's probably the best up pick. They could go with Jets are on the clock. Dave Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper. They've built out something beautiful. I think they continue to do it. They go Jeremiah McCoy. They take that chance. They roll those dice, and I think it's probably for the best. Ravens are on the clock now. Vega Ione was already picked, so they don't need an interior offensive line. They need wide receiver. They need linebackers, centers. I think they go with Jacob Rodriguez, a guy who's been proven to just be a talent at linebacker. You see that run defense grade, that coverage grade. He's at the top of his game. Give me Rodriguez. Bucks are on the clock. They already went with Ruben Bain. They could go tight end. And I think they do. I think they ride the Eli Sowers train. I don't know why they didn't go Kenyon Sadiq, but going back to that well, I think you go there. Colts are on the clock now. They already have corners. They're good on corners. Lee Hunter is the perfect player for them. I feel like I've already had Lee Hunter going there originally. I think he's just destiny at this point. DeForest Buckner will turn that man into a dog. Falcons on the clock now. They have not had a draft pick yet. I think they go Colton Hood, and they just go for that safe cornerback option. D'Angelo Ponce is also there, but I think they just trust Colton Hood more. A more proven prospect. Vikings come up on the clock now. They need a running back, but I don't think you can really reach for one right now. I think you go into the defensive line. I think you go Zion Young, a guy who's been proven to do everything all around the clock. He's played for the SEC, so he's been at top competition. I think he just fits the Vikings way perfectly. Lions are on the clock now. They already got Blake Miller, so they're completed tackle. I wonder if they target offensive line or if they go into the D line. I will say they go into the D line. I think they go R. Mason Thomas here, a guy who's really good at pass rush, who can counter with Aiden Hutchinson so well. I feel like he could build from there. Panthers are on the clock now. They already went with a tackle. They could go wide receiver. They could go Jeremy Bernard. I wonder what the analysts is saying. Oh, Anthony Hill. I think they go Brandon Cias, a guy who's been proven. They like those corners. They target that South Carolina, getting them in North Carolina, but same deal. Packers are on the clock now. Their first pick. D'Angelo Pons is the first pick there. If he's not picked earlier, he's definitely going to the Packers. It feels just perfect for them. Steelers are on the clock now. They already went with a tackle in the first round. I wonder where they would go here. I feel like they go quarterback. Actually, no. I think that's a little bit of reach. They probably go running back. I think they might go. No, I'm having a hard time here. Okay, this is a tough decision. Probably Kenneth Albany feels like the perfect pick for them. Give me the Steelers to go Kenneth. Eagles on the clock now. They already got Mekhi Lemon. They've completed their wide receiver. I think they go Gabe Jacas, a guy who just kind of fills that role perfectly of what they need. Chargers already got an edge. They're going to go wide receiver. It's Jermaine Bernard. If he's there, that's what the Chargers are going. I feel like I'm voice correct. Shut up. Jaguars are on the clock now. They already went nobody. They have not had a draft pick yet. You could go a lot of ways. But I feel like the best way is AJ Honsley, a guy who's been proven in the SEC. He's got good coverage, good run defense. He fills every role. I think they could use him tremendously. Bears are on the clock now, and they've actually fleshed out a decent team. You could argue a few ways. So for the Bears right now, and we're going to look more into the roster because I'm even having a hard time trying to decide what they need specifically to just develop. And I feel like it's off defensive line. Just take a look at that defensive line. It's old, it's weaker, and they didn't go defensive line in the first round. They got to go here. I think they go with Joshua Josephs, a guy who's pass rush grade is peak. Niners are on the clock now. They finally got their first pick and got Cassius Howell. I think they go to the Bryce Lance well. He's a tall, talented wide receiver who carries a lot of ability. And for the 49ers, they need some future in the wide receiver department. Right now, they have Pearsall. They have Mike Evans. They don't have Jennings. So they have Mike Evans and Pearsall, but they need a third. And I think Bryce Lance is kind of that perfect answer. Bryce Lance also is just a beast, and I feel like he could fill well. You take that gamble. You got extra picks. Texans are on the clock now. They went Kalen Rutledge. They went Caden McDonald. I think they go back into the linebacking well and go Jack Galladay, a guy who's good at run defense. He kind of fills a lot of positions of need. Bears go on the clock again. They have so many picks in a row. Dylan Thyman, Joshua Josephs, Keontae Scott, man. You can't let Keontae Scott fall that far. He's still a talented corner. He has some weakness that's been exposed, but I feel like he's just going to fill it well there. Rams are on the clock now, and they blundered their first pick. I don't agree with the Ty Simpson pick whatsoever, but if you're coming into this spot, you go Jennings Jerkins. You get a dunker. You get a guy who's just super cool. He's also very talented and brings a lot of ability. Broncos, in their only pick in the first few rounds, go with a wide receiver. They go with Chris Brazile. He's a beautiful prospect. Carries a lot of ability with him. He's 6'5", fast, agile. Like, he carries everything you need. Patriots on the clock again. They went with a tackle. They need D-line. Linebackers, I think they go Derek Moore. They kind of stack up on a guy who has a beautiful set of grades between his rush pass grade, his true pass rush grade, and his pass rush win rate, all in the top tiers of college football players. Seahawks are on the clock again. They already went with a running back, so they don't need another one. They kind of need DBs, and I think Tredavious Stukes is kind of exactly what they could need. So they go Stukes. Cardinals are on the clock now. You got a halfback. You got a linebacker. I wonder where you go, and I think you go quarterback. You've given up on what's his name? You've given up on Kyler Murray. You already have a linebacker. You could go Caleb Thunderman. Do they have another pick? No, I think they go quarterback. I think they just shoot the shot. What's the worst that happens? You pick a quarterback and he doesn't pan out. I think Garrett Nussmeier is a third round talent anyway, so we'll have to see, but I believe in that fully, that pick. It takes a lot of balls, but, the Bills are on the clock now. They already went with a safety, so they're kind of chilling on defense. I think they go Josiah Trotter to kind of just buff up that defensive so they can learn. The linebackers need to develop well, so I believe in them kind of holding it, making adjustments, developing. Caleb Thurman goes here easily. The Raiders need a tackle. He's right there. It's easy. Mekhi Lemon, Gabe Yakas. I don't know where the Eagles go. They've kind of already built something beautiful. They're going to go talent. I think they're going to just go for a guy who's like maybe a little unproven, maybe a little unreliable. And I think the best answer for that one is Danny Dennis Sutton. He played amazing in his combine. I think he has a lot of potential. He's played a lot of seasons, but I wonder if he developed under the Philly system, if he could become something special. Titans are on the clock now. They got Carnell Tigg. They got Kendrick Fullock. I think they go on the running back route. They go Mike Washington, a talented speed demon, and fills exactly what they need, which is running fast running. Cleveland Browns already went Spencer Fano. They went Casey Conception. They went Chase Biskins. And I wonder where you would go here if you want to chase the quarterback hype, or if you go offensive line. You have a few options. You have Connor Lew, Sam Heck, Jalen Farmer. I think they go Connor Lew, a guy who fills that center role kind of perfectly. You could probably bounce him out. Sam Heck had a good combine, but I don't think it would be enough to knock him over Connor Lew. The Commanders are on the clock now. They went Sony Styles. They went with one of the best picks in the draft early. I think they go into the middle and they go Grayson Hamlin, probably the best, one of the best interior linemen right now. Bengals are on the clock now. They also take an interior lineman. They go Dominic Orange and follow that kind of trend. I almost say the Saints go follow the trend again, but Tyson, they already have Christian Miller. I think they want to target line cornerbacking. I think they go Davidson, a guy who's a little bit, he's very proven because he played for Ohio State at a high level and starting position. So I think they take that chance and just trust that he will continue to play at that level. Browns are on the clock again. I don't know where they go, man. They've already gotten a wide receiver. They've already gotten a quarterback. Or they've already got tackle, guard, center. They have a lot of things they need. I think you just chase and you just go quarterback. You just go Carson Beck in this position. A guy who's played, he wins. Carson Beck wins. And that's something that they need in this spot for the Cleveland Browns. Somebody who can actually, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like the pressure. Sky Bell. We're going Sky Bell. Sky Bell fell pretty far. They just tack up on wide receiver. This is the part of the draft where it gets kind of ugly because there's some teams that need a lot of help, but there's not a lot of positions of need that can be helped. So like the Miami Dolphins, for example, they have tackle, cornerback, wide receiver. I think they go wide receiver again. They need wide receivers bad, so they just stack up. That's easy. The Steelers, they already went Max Ionera. They already went Kenneth Albany. Where do you go here? You need a quarterback, you need a running back. None of the quarterbacks and running backs are very valuable in this position because it makes sense to just wait for them. Because they don't need a quarterback desperately. They can take a year to develop them. All the guards and tackles are kind of meh. I think they go maybe Sam Hecht, a guy who had a great combine. He could fill kind of any position, so I guess that's where they go, but it's close. That's a tough one. Bucks, same deal here. They've got the tight end, they got the edge. There's not a lot of guards left. I think they go kind of linebacker. I think they target Kyle Lewis, a guy who could be developed pretty well. He's already pretty talented, so I'm curious to see how he carries over. Colts go easy. They go Antonio Williams. We're talking about a guy who's just so ready for football. I don't know really how else to word it. Falcons on the clock now. Colton Hood already picked. They go Zachariah Branch. They tag that Georgia player who's just perfect. It makes sense to keep him in Georgia. Baltimore already got Vega. They got Jacob Rodriguez. I think they just continue to stack defensive line. Romaro Heights is a perfect example of a good football player. Jaguars on the clock now. They have a safety. They have so many picks left. So they take a chance. They go Max Clare here and just kind of set themselves up to shoot shots. What's the worst that happens? One of them will hit, surely. Running back for the Minnesota Vikings, Jonah Coleman, easy. That's such an easy pick for me. Panthers, tight. They already got a tackle. They already got a corner. You might as well go wide receiver. Go Dylan Burks just to stack up on that. The Packers already got a corner. They need defensive interior line. Darrell Jackson sitting right there. Steelers, woof. I think they go safety. I think they just go best player on the board. Right now, you're in the position where you could just go best player on the board, best player on the board, best player on the board. Chargers on the clock now. They already have Akeem Mesidor. They already have Jermaine Bernard. It's time to go with a cornerback in Chandler Rivers. Dolphins now. They have Caden Proctor. They have Chris Johnson, Chris Bell, Elijah Sarah. They go with a linebacker in Anthony Hill. Jaguars on the clock. They have a safety. They have a tight end. So it's just a matter of what you think they need. I think they just take a chance on LT Overdrive as somebody who can play really well. I don't know. I believe in him a lot. Bears are on the clock now. They have Dylan Diamond, Joshua Josephs, Keontae Scott. They go with the Devin Moore. I guess it's kind of tough for them. I like this pick for the Niners. They need a interior. They need a defensive lineman. Oh, is he not going to be here? He might not be here. So there's a guy out of I think it was Nigeria, who never has played a snap of football, but I think is the guy for the 49ers. I don't know where he is. He might not be on this mock draft. But I think they go him. They get a guy who they can kind of develop. They give some time to. If not, Jalen Farmer is right there. It feels safe. That's a safer pick. I like Ure as a guy who you can develop and build on, so you can build a future as a team, especially he's so athletic, man. Emmett Johnson goes here. I think he's so talented, better than Seth McGowan in my mind, and I think the Texans need that kind of talent. Cowboys get downs. They get Malachi Lawrence. They go cornerback. They get Dalen Everett. They get everything they need. Rams get a quarterback, tight end, or tackle, and they go tight end. They go Sam Rouge to back up Parkinson's. Miami Dolphins already have Proctor. They already have Chris Johnson. They already have Chris Bell. They have Elijah Sarah. They have Anthony Hill. And they just continue to stack those picks. They go with a safety in Genesis Smith. Patriots on the clock now. They have Caleb Mao. They have the edge. I think they go back to the dwell. They go Rayshon Benny to just kind of stack up on those picks because why not? They already have the Seahawks already have a cornerback. They already have a running back. Get another guy you need. Keon Johnson. The time for the comp picks. The Vikings are on the clock. They have a defensive lineman. They have both defensive linemen and a running back. I think they need a center. Jake Slaughter right there, right in front of them. Eagles, wide receiver, edge. You need a tackle. You need a wide receiver. You could use a lot of positions. I think Markel Bell is the perfect example. He's a behemoth. Pretty sure he's 6'9". Yeah. Steelers on the clock now. Drew Aller's right there. But I think they take a chance on Taylor Green later. I'm going to say Drew Aller for now. Keep him in Pennsylvania. But don't forget that Taylor Green's there. Jaguars on the clock. The last pick. AJ Hansi, Max Clare, LT Overdrive. Give me a wide receiver in Malachi Fields. A talent that I just believe in. Make sure to like, subscribe, share if you like this mock draft kind of style. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.